In the East, you could probably make a case 5 teams are already fighting it out for just one remaining spot. It's Thanksgiving in America. Of course, the fourth Thursday in November also brings about an important, if informal, date on the NHL calendar, in that there is enough of a sample size in the season to say, if things aren't going well, you are officially in trouble. Let's discuss the lay of the land in the NHL right now. Entering play on Wednesday night, only 3 Eastern Conference teams, Montreal, Columbus, and Buffalo, had sub-500 records. Contrast that with the West, where 7 teams, including one in the Seattle Kraken holding down a playoff spot, were under 500 for the season. If nothing else, that's good news for the Edmonton Oilers and Minnesota Wild, 2 teams who entered the season expecting to be well above the playoff cutoff line, but find themselves way down in the standings. Look, we don't have to waste too much breath on Edmonton. Everyone knows it's been a nightmare there this season, and it might already be wishful thinking to believe this club could go on the kind of run that would see it climb back into postseason, let alone cup contention. As for the Wild, Filip Gustavsson has not lived up to expectations after a breakout year last season, and Kirill Kaprizov has just not been the megastar we've come to know. We've already seen coach Dean Evason give a press conference where he basically said his players sucked that night, and GM Bill Guerin probably deliver about the same message behind closed doors to both coaches and players. It is not a good scene right now in the state of hockey. Meanwhile, in the East, you could probably make a case 5 teams who either expected to be in the playoffs or desperately wanted to get there this year are already fighting it out for just one remaining spot. Okay, here's the scene. 2 teams that missed the big dance last year, the Philadelphia Flyers and the Washington Capitals, held down postseason spots entering Wednesday night's action. At the same time, the likes of Detroit, the Penguins, New Jersey Devils, Senators, and Sabres were all on the outside looking in. Now, the Devils have been particularly hard hit by injuries, and it's hard to imagine they won't climb their way back into the playoff picture. Let's say the Devils overtake the overachieving Flyers. That still leaves 3 teams, Ottawa, Buffalo, and Detroit, who wanted to take big steps in a rebuild this year out in the cold, while the Penguins would still be on the outside looking in. Now, the Penguins have been playing better lately, and surprise, surprise, number 87 is leading the way. Sidney Crosby has been fantastic this year. As for the Senators, they did get 4 points on the big road trip to Sweden, and man, Tim Stützle, he looks like one of the best young players in the game. There is still a lot of runway to go. Bottom line though, you want to talk turkey? A bunch of teams with clear playoff aspirations can look at the calendar and already know they're in big time trouble. Now let's get a look at the full ranking. The Kings are holding strong at number 4, and Quinton Byfield is looking great playing left wing on the top line. The Jets are up to number 11 thanks in large part to the play of Cole Perfetti, who's starting to show his top 6 potential in the NHL. The Flames have been better lately. They're up to number 23, but do have a tough schedule ahead. It's always bad news when you bump the Sharks out of last spot. Columbus is number 32. It has been ugly this year in Ohio. All right, I'm Ryan Dixon. That's all the time we have right now. Enjoy your meals, my American friends, and check back next week and all season long for the Sportsnet Power Rankings.